Hello?
Hi!
Into Scream and Funny.
Scream everywhere.
Funny has been screamed, yet again, inconsistent with the size of the funny window, because Discord is just like that. You know how it be. Okay.
Yep.
Alright, well. Hello everyone, and welcome to another iteration of DBA Downtimes, a spin-off or offshoot of our weekly tabletop RPG run in the anime campaign, or Epithet System, known as Destruction Bench Agreement, as it is a tabletop RPG. Role-playing of the RPG is a big part of it, and we have our other side series, Data Bounties, which focus on the combat aspect of DBA. Downtimes are the opposite. They focus more so on the roleplay, and comparatively to the regular episodes in the universe of DBA, which are broadcast to the world on TV, downtimes are usually not, and are instead opportunities for characters to either talk to each other just plainly, or maybe there's some event that is variably important to them, or something else going on that is not being shown to the world on television, and is more of a curated, more of a curated, directed experience, I suppose. And specifically, we are doing short stories. Short stories number 38, which is a specific version of Downtimes, where it's more of like a cutscene thing, more of the specific events as opposed to characters just sort of standing around and talking with each other. So a particular thing will be happening. And on that, the person that wanted to run this in the first place, we got Kakapo.
Hey guys, it's me,
Hello.
Kakapo, known for my supersonic yawns that plague my every night.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what an original concept, introducing yourself by going, you know?
Yeah. Apologies,
It's all good.
yeah, I had, it's me. I had the idea to run this funny session, or not session. I did have a session I was going to run today, but that couldn't work out. But luckily enough, I had a backup short story in mind, and this is that. And I'm not going to get too much into the premise, but it should be a fun time for all involved.
Yowza. And then there's two others of us involved here today that are being used as the framing device. First off, hey everyone, I am Patronix or Soleil, whichever you prefer. I'm streaming today, and on top of that, I'm playing Phone Boy Melagrano at his house with his roommate. Hey, Scarlet.
Venus! Vanderbilt! Hero in a family of villains! It's been forever since we've seen her!
So yeah, that's everyone that's involved here today. If you're new around here, you're enjoying yourself, and you want to know when or how, you can catch up more of the things we're doing here on this Twitch channel, whether it's more of these, more of the home series DBA, so you can get some context for this, or maybe potentially see follow-ups, depending on how this goes, I suppose. Anything else, tabletop or otherwise, that we're doing on the Twitch channel, or just, get involved with our general sphere of influence, you should join our funky Discord server. Finding you! There it is! It's our community Discord, so they'll go there to get notified whenever it is that we're going live, planning on going live, what have you. If you have memes and fan art related to the stream, you can post them there, and we'll show them off at the end. It's community Discord, as I said, so if you want to get involved with any sort of a larger community, quote-unquote, feel free to go there. And, of course, follow and sub to the channel if you haven't already. It helps out a ton. But with that, I believe everything's set to go, so... Kakapo.
Yeah. I was getting ready, but yeah. Melagrano and Venus, established housemates since, I don't know, like episode 44, I think. Yeah, it's been a very long time. And you know, usually there's some events that go on here, and considering that these two DBA members are pretty high profile, but tonight it's just any other ordinary night that they spend with each other. And I do want to ask the two of you, what's going on right now? What's happening in the Mellovine household, as it were?
Do you have an answer, Soleil? Because,
Well, as I was saying before we got in here, I imagine if anything, it's just sort of like a movie night. Melograno is probably just like the best way. He's like sitting there, like one leg kind of like he has his like knee raised up and then the foot planted on the cushion next to him while his other leg like dangles around. On his lap, he has the little, like, bucket of popcorn or whatever as they're, watching a movie. Every now and again, he just, you can hear, like, rat crunching noises on, while he's eating on the popcorn. What kind of movie? I imagine probably, I don't know what, like, Venus is into, but I imagine it's, like, an action flick. I don't know.
yeah, honestly, Venus is probably the type to, watch action movies and then just like fully deconstruct them. Like, that's not how guns work. How do they screw that one up that badly? And it's as fun as it is like take you out of the experience really fast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
she prefers
maybe
to do it on like campy, like mediocre films. She can restrain herself for like proper ones.
Yeah, like, maybe it's like, this world's MCU equivalent with like Taliesin in it and all that. Maybe they released a new movie.
Maybe,
I don't know.
perhaps.
Maybe so.
I imagine it's less of that, and as Scarlett was saying, more of like a kind of schlocky, like, like
For sure.
B-roll fucking, yeah. But
Yeah.
just something to do to watch and hang out for a bit, while all that's going on, and Melograno would eventually just sort of like look over to Venus. So hey, Venus, yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't asked in a bit, just cause, I don't know, I just haven't. What have you, how's stuff going with, you and DBA? I know you haven't gone there for a bit, so.
Listen, I've been signing up, but, well, they just don't want me as much because I'm a high profile, as it were. And, well, there's also probably the more quote-unquote meta reason of, I'm a Vanderbilt, so I should only show up if there's something Vanderbilt related. I assume.
I mean, I don't think that's how it works. He just sort of like thinks for a second. I don't know. If everyone was only around whenever like something pertinent happened to them, I don't know. That's kind of weird. I mean, you were there plenty before all that stuff started happening. I think it's more so
Well,
just.
yeah, but-
I think it's more like. Yeah, no, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know how all that shit works.
I don't either. And I've been around for a really long time, so...
It's like
I should
weird,
go and
right?
Tell you,
Because they like let anybody in there, right? Because they really shouldn't have let me in there. He like takes another like thing of popcorn. I don't know, man. We got some pretty dangerous shit, but they let me there, and they let in just about anybody. And now that I'm really strong, I guess it's like he like thinks for a second. I guess them letting in anybody hasn't really stopped, so they keep on letting in the new people. So like, I don't know, maybe there's like. They should make, like, a DBA 2 or something. I mean, I know there are, like, other, like... I know there are, like, other, like, fighting tournament places or whatever, but...
I'd be down, as it were, but, like, well, where am I going to go? I hear that there's a fight club, but, well, I just stomp everyone there because of, There are a couple of tournaments in the, city, though.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. He just sort of shifts his leg position to have one leg crossed over the other. I mean, it's crazy too, right? Because at this point, a lot of the time when we get called in for shit, it's like the big stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
You know, like earthquakes happening, rumble tumbling, world's ending or something. I remember when I used to go here and it was like, well, actually, he like thinks for a second. No. Pretty much every time I've been to DBA has actually been kind of horrifying. It's just gotten more and more horrifying. There was the one time I visited the Space Police though. That wasn't that scary.
Yeah, well, the preamble to it was, from what I remember, just having someone get stabbed through the chest.
Oh yeah, no, that part was freaky, but like the actual, the actual like thing itself. I mean, we just fought like a guy. Me and Elijah were there. We handled things pretty well.
You tend to.
But yeah, I don't know. He looks back to the screen. You know, it's really kind of weird because I hadn't really like thought about it before. But like, you know, as like some whatever the hell is happening in the movie.
The explosion happens.
It's like crazy, right? Because a lot of these like at this point, like the shit we do is like way crazier than this movie.
Yeah. Epithets are weird.
I don't get it. He like leans
Like,
back a little bit more
I have-
heavily, puts his like hands resting behind his head.
I can confidently say that literally every one of my sisters would be a, like, 5 times scarier, like, main villain for any action movie, you know?
Yeah.
But, well, only... Has Clementine starred in a movie, actually? And even then, she, like, seems okay. Neither here nor there.
If any of your sisters were in like movies and stuff, I mean, I guess they're like in DBA, but like,
Again, Clementine's really the only one who'd do it.
huh?
I think that my mom was caught in the background of a particular, like, scene of a particular movie once, but I don't know the, truth of the matter on that one.
I have no clue.
I've been thinking a lot about my family recently, if it wasn't obvious.
I mean, hey,
When am I not, though?
I was gonna say you kind of always are, so. I mean, I get it. It's kind of a lot.
It's a lot to unpack, yeah. It's like... I beat Cynthia, right? But funnily enough, I think that of the problems, she's like the one that we should be least concerned about.
I mean, I don't know about that. But I mean, she has like just sort of been around now. They let her into the baseball thing or whatever.
Yeah, where she nearly killed somebody.
Yeah, and you know, just letting her walk around, and you know, if she's, you know, it's one thing if she's like, you know,
I don't want to say that she can't participate in DBA, of course, because, like, if there's anything that would probably get her to at least, like, you know, think about her way of things, then DBA would probably be it. But just
I mean, you say that, but they kind of like let in
stab crazy.
Like I was saying it earlier. They let anyone in there. I mean, they let in like mad terrorists and like a lot of ghosts and like I don't know, like he like sort of like darts his eyes all around. Some of the people they've like let in there, it's like insane. And like some of them are weird because they get dragged into things, but then they like technically count or something. Like there was the episode that like happened like a couple like days or so ago. There was like a detective and they just hired him, but you know he'd worked with them before, but like now he's a contestant. How does that even work? I don't even get it, dude. It's all weird, and some people are consistent. Sometimes they'll just have like, oh yeah, I'm like a god or something. I've killed millions. Anyway, I'm here to participate in this thing where we dance around some flowers for 3 years, and then they don't come back and they're just there. And so you know, listen, if he like gets back up in his chair, if Cynthia can like, I don't know, find some friends at DBA or something, that's great. But also like a lot of the time it's kind of like really like violent and shit, and like it's, you know, fighting people can be fun, but like,
I mean, of course. But I don't know. I'm worried about her. 'Cause like I'm worried that if she, like, you know, does do a quote unquote, like, if she does quote unquote switch sides, then that's going to really piss off the rest of my family. And like, just
listen, I don't know how to untangle your family's shit there. It's cuz it's like, I mean, like, literally they walk around calling themselves villains, so I don't know like what to say to that.
yeah.
It's kind of like really fucked up. I don't know, like, no, maybe I just don't get things right, but like when you're like a villain or whatever, aren't you supposed to be doing it because like you have like a reason to or something? Like, I don't know, like, you know, points to the TV screen. This movie or whatever, I'm like half like watching it, but like, isn't the whole thing that the guy's like trying to like, I don't know, sort of like avenge like his wife or whatever, but that's led him to do all this crazy horse piss, and therefore
Yeah,
he is the villain.
more or
But
less.
like, I don't know, from the stuff I've seen with your family, it's a lot of just like, when I kill people, it turns me on, so I do it a lot.
In fairness, that's mostly Cynthia.
I mean, yeah, that's who we're talking about.
That's fair enough. But like, with Elizabeth, she just wants to fit in. With Vivian, she just wants to be the metaphorical teacher's pet. Boya doesn't know any better, and Valora watches anime. I don't know about Falira, and she's too much of a chaotic mess to unpack right now. Just no. And then there's my mom. I don't know how we're going to even come close to beating her.
Listen, I don't know, cause like, I haven't like seen her like really in action. I just know that she's like super fucked. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's a good word to describe her.
That's all I know about that shit, and I don't know, like, I know, like, it's like weird, right? Because we're talking about all this villain stuff, right? And, you know, I want to help people out with their problems, and if, you know, the problem we're doing is trying to, you know, get your family to stop killing people, then that's one thing. But like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause listen, we gotta do something. I mean, like,
Oh, I know. I know.
I mean, hey, I mean, if it took like, was it 6 of you? And I mean, I guess I kind of sort of helped a bit in a weird way to beat Cynthia. I mean, like, how many Cynthias is your mom?
The let's go all the way with the joke and say 33 at minimum.
Well, I don't know.
Like I said, I don't know how we're beating my mom.
I don't know. There's got to be something. But whatever. Let's not think about this right now. He sort of shakes his hand around. Point being, I I just wanted to make sure that everything was like okay with you, because like, listen, I know we can like coast off of the money we got from DBA for who knows how long, because they just paid us like mega bucks or whatever. We've basically like saved lives and done a bunch of hero shit at this point or whatever. I just want to help people, but I
Of
know
course.
I know we can I know we can just kind of coast for a bit, but like, I don't know. I don't like just sitting around one place.
I don't either.
Anyway, I gotta go
Reminds me-
piss. I'll be right back. He like takes a step up and he's gonna, back off for a sec. I imagine the bathroom would be like. Would we even have? Oh yeah, it's down there. What am I talking about?
It's down
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he'll be gone for a sec.
Yeah, Venus, as you're sort of, taking... You're just sort of, like, taking the conversation and the movie, just sort of, like, watching it. Man, all those people in that building would be... Yeah. Man, all those people in that building would be so much more dead, but they aren't. It's annoying you. That's not how bombs work. Like... So you're glad they're alive. It's conflicting. It's weird.
Well,
And you just kind of, like...
she's glad they're alive, but she knows it's a movie.
Yeah. Let me just put on this. You guys can hear that, right?
No. Or
It's quiet, but
it might just be very quiet.
audible.
Yeah, it's very quiet.
Yeah, no, it's just incredibly quiet.
You're taking everything in, but then, all of a sudden, you kind of just hear a knock at the door.
Hmm.
You look at the time. It's pretty decently late, at the very least.
And Venus is nothing if not a woman of getting used to things she'd rather not. She, at this point, knows very well that, uh, well, if there's someone who wants to talk with her at this point in the night, it's either one of her family members or there's something very, very wrong and she needs to do something about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, honestly, partially just hoping and betting on the former of the two options. Venus puts a hand to gun that she keeps by her side and just walks over. Checks the peephole first though.
Doesn't seem to be anything outside. Then you just kind of like see, but then you're just kind of like after looking at it for a couple moments, you just kind of see like a quick blur come out, knock on the door, and then just zip back.
Okay. Venus thinks a little bit and mentally bets on Clementine as she still holding a hand to her gun. Takes a step out.
So when you step outside, you don't you don't really see much. But then kind of like how do you take a look around outside? Uh
She just like a like a professional just does a sweep of the area.
so you do a sweep of the area in that direction, right? You
Mm-hmm.
look over here, nothing. You just sort of look around in front of you. And then you look to your side, you see something very large pressed up pressed up against the wall. Something kind of monstrous. Hi there. Um, just they seem to be sort of crouching in the bushes, not really obscuring their form, but it's still incredibly.
Hey, bud.
Hi. May I take refuge in your home for the night?
Why?
I just sort of looks, sort of just looks out, looks around, and kind of just like leans close into you. I don't have much of a place to stay. If you don't notice, I'm I'm pretty kind of lost. It'll just be for one night. Just be for one night. Just sort of they sort of fumble around in their hands. There seems to be like a large crooked like hole, and they just lift up a finger close to you. Like, yeah, that's all I'll need. Yeah. Um,
Right. Are you in trouble?
um, uh, it sort of like thinks to themselves, like legitimately considering it. Um, I mean, I'm in as much trouble as someone that like looks like this can get into. Yeah, just sort of trails off.
Okay. I'm not alone here. I have a roommate and friend. Uh, they're gonna need to consent to this too.
Of
But
course. Thank you,
until then,
thank you. Yeah. Uh-huh.
into the kitchen. And if you fuck with me,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think. I don't. There isn't gonna be much of you left.
I
Venus
mean,
opens the door and
yeah,
leaves it open. Just
yeah. This
not a lot
creature
of movement over.
just slowly steps in and just says, well, yeah. I wouldn't consider it. I can sense how powerful you are. You're quite formidable. So, yeah,
If
I
I
wouldn't even
may,
think about it. Hmm?
uh, there seems to be something on his neck. Is that a sign? Does it say anything?
Yes, it is a sign, and it says Royals Club.
Okay.
Also of note, the pole I mentioned, you kind of get a better look at it. It sort of seems to be a crooked lamppost as he just sort of
Okay.
closes the door behind themselves. Oh, much appreciated. Thank you, miss. Really do. They try to like they seem to be very tall. Like you had to guess like if they
Yeah,
weren't so
yeah.
hunched over, they'd stand at like 9 feet. But they
Yeah.
just sort of like fumble through the alley and they just
Mm-hmm.
make
Yeah.
their way up to the kitchen.
Meanwhile, as that goes on, like right, right as if on cue, Mello comes like waltzing out of the bathroom. The best way I could describe it, right, is that like he's kind of like half like not that he didn't pull up his pants before leaving, but he's like half adjusting them as he like steps out, and then in his other hand he
Mm-hmm.
like looks over. Hey Venus, did you like bring Maple in here or something? I found one of her eggs near the toilet.
We have larger concerns to deal with.
Oh what?
Okay. Uh, found someone.
Okay.
Need needs shelter for the night apparently.
Okay.
Looks like uh oh, how do I explain it in the kind of like in a gentleman eldritch horror kind of.
I'm sorry, what?
I know what I said.
Are you sure those were like 3 words that you said that normally aren't put together? I mean, I guess 2 of them are,
I
but
know
like,
what I said. I know what I said, Melagrano.
where the hell is this guy, huh?
He's in the kitchen. I invited him in, and I had warned him that mentally prepare yourself. By the way, I know you get skittish around this kind of thing.
She
I
says
told
she
him
says
like,
that, and then like by his side, he just sort of like gets a knife out, like
yeah, Venus the entire time has been like waving around her her once holstered gun in her offhand, just like it's uh yeah, I said he can do it if you consent, and so like gestures,
just
gestures.
shimmy,
Yeah.
shimmy. Venus, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Do you think I know?
Yeah. So this guy, this individual, is taking stuff out of the fridge. However, they're not like eating it. They're just putting it to the side and like neatly organizing it. Uh, oh, and they just sort of like notice you two. Hi there. Oh, this must be a housemate. Hi.
Yeah, hold on there, buddy. Oh, just hold on. You don't need to get any closer. Normally we keep
I
it.
apologize. I apologize.
No, it's all good. Normally you keep things in the fridge. They need to be cold. But it's okay. It's all good. I was told by my friend that you were wanting refuge.
Yeah. I haven't been in a proper place of rest for a good while. I'm dead. So I just was just going
You're
around.
dead?
You
Did
say
I?
that Venus. Yeah, you say that Venus, and they're just kind of like, uh, kinda. It's kind of a weird situation on that, but
Another ghost.
regardless.
Oh, speak the devil's name, they appear. I mentioned ghost earlier. Why did I do this? Is this a DBA thing? Does it know when we're talking about it? Is that what's going on right now? I don't.
Sorry, repeat that.
Basically, he's being paranoid about like, oh, a ghost, huh?
Yeah.
Like say the devil's name and he shall appear. We were talking about DBA
Yeah,
earlier. Is
yeah,
this
sorry.
DBA thing? Does it know we were talking about it? Is it just like that? Are we on TV now? Like like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
As he's like pacing back and forth.
No worries, no worries. Yeah. Well, first off about the fridge thing, cause you mentioned that first. Just sort of like picks up the food. I don't want to be rude and eat you out of your hearth and home, but this does look pretty good. So I just wanted to ask, which of these are you fine me taking for myself?
Looks over to Venus. Did you
Looks
like?
over
He's
to
got some like
Melograno.
yeah. He's got some like basic like he's taking out some like ciders and drinks and also like I don't know some like basic like in fact like cakes and like breads and all that stuff.
You can have the yogurt.
Yogurt. Yogurt.
The one
Yeah,
in like
yeah,
the little
sure.
canister has the tinfoil on the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah. I can take that. That's all good. They just sort of like put like the rest of the food items in there and like they take out the yogurt. And weirdly enough, they don't put it in their face hole. They like sort of like open up the robe and like just slip it in. Oh, all right.
You like saving it for later?
I'm storing it within myself. Yeah. That's just something I do. So sorry if that weirds you out. Just sort of like waves their hands.
Words, nothing, gone. So you need to stay here for the night. That okay? You seem nice.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad you think so. Sorry if I came up to you if there's anything important going on, but if you hadn't noticed, I'm sort of a big monster guy.
Oh, I
Just
noticed.
sort
I
of like
noticed that part.
lumbers their thing. Yeah. You have eyes. Same here. Just sort of like waves their hand in front of their face.
Oh, those are
But,
eyes. Okay.
Yeah. I see through them and stuff. You know what eyes are. Sorry about that. But yeah. They just sort of like look around, like they're sort of like kind of like scrungling along, still carrying the lamppost with them, and all that. but yeah, sorry if I came up to you guys, and most people usually wouldn't accept a big old person like me. So, but I noticed a powerful epithet presence within the house, so I figured you probably wouldn't be intimidated by someone like me, cause you're already like way stronger and could probably eviscerate me if I caused you any issues. So I figured I'd roll the
Yeah,
dice, see if you were nice. So
you
yeah,
you are
yeah, you folks
you
seem
are a
nice.
you are a
Hmm?
very lucky. Oh right, what's your name?
Oh, yeah. Um, the I guess the name I kind of gave myself is Queens Bruce Smith.
Queens. Got it.
Yeah,
Uh, point
yeah.
is, if you um knocked on the door of my extended family, whew, I'm
Um,
gonna stop thinking about that now.
Yeah, no, that's not the.
okay,
Well,
okay.
cause hold on, you're like a. You said you're like kinda dead or something. Do you know like where you are? You know, like the city. You know the place.
I mean, just sort of like thinks about it. I haven't been around here much. Kind of been in my own little world for a bit, but recently, just sort of like thinks about it. I just sort of like walk up to the chessboard, start like fidgeting around with the chess pieces, like moving them forward and then moving them back, like sort of like fascinated by it a bit.
Um,
Um, like not like permanently leaving it out of order. They're just like moving it out, like they're like moving shit out like in interesting arrangements and then moving them back to their original placements,
Do
repeatedly. But
Do you happen to know where
um,
your own little world was before you came here?
oh, um, well, yeah, you're asking me a lot of questions. Let me think about a proper order to, I guess, expunge you in the details. Yeah, they just sort of like fidget with their hat. Um, all right, so I guess the first question, am I kind of dead? Like, how am I kind of dead? Well, I guess there's from what I know, there's this sort of phenomenon in you know epithet users. You know, you both have them. Yeah, you probably know what those are. But
Postmortem epithets and revenants, are they?
yeah. People die. Sometimes when they got strong enough a will. Sometimes a big old guy pops out and tries to continue that and all of that. Yeah. Um,
Mm.
yeah. I think I'm one of those. Yeah. Um,
You know,
sort of like going back to fidgeting with the chess pieces and my own little world that I mentioned. Well, technically it's me. I got a whole thing in here. Just sort of like waves to their stomach. Uh, I guess.
Mm.
Uh,
I know
you
several
know. You.
people like you.
Oh, yeah. Um. Yeah. You guys know what a speakeasy is, yeah? You know what those are?
A what?
you.
Speakeasy.
Yeah, I mean,
Speakeasy.
I know what speakeasies are.
Yeah.
What you come from like 1920s or like
Some maybe that sounds about right. I ain't quite so sure myself,
maybe?
really.
What do you mean?
But
You got time? You like a time traveler or something or?
no. No. Just sort of like waves their hand. No. Just my epithet is speakeasy, and
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I guess that's what I am. Yeah, but and after
And
my
you're a
user died,
spirit.
I
Mm.
just kind of yeah. After my user died, I think kind of just you know stayed within my own world before I could properly manifest and now I've been here and everyone's horrified of me, so that's really cool. And they just sort of keep filling with the chessboard.
Right.
Right.
Oh, speaking of which, since you let me here, I can probably just they just sort of like reach within themselves and pull out a beer. All of you wanna drink? It's the least I can do for two quiet folks
Mel
who let me in.
Melagrano's underage, and I can't afford to drink.
You think I care about being underage? I just don't like beer. He like crosses his
You know
arms.
what? Yeah, that's
It's
fair enough. I I feel
completely free and all that. I ain't gonna cost you and anything like that. What kind of yeah.
well, Melagrano, it's like 1 second, Queens. It's like more like I want to set a good example, and if the police came around and it's like Melagrano was drunk and I'm the nearest you know, n- person who can drink, I'll probably get in trouble. And also, I don't mean like money wise. I mean like this place has a lot of chaotic things happening. For all I know, the world could start ending tomorrow, and I don't want to have a hangover while that's happening.
Well, that's no good. Um, yeah, damn. What kind of a world did I wake up into?
Yeah, you really
It's,
don't know anything about this, Chief. Well, I don't
yeah.
blame you, cause this shit's kind of fucked. But the long and short of it is, he thinks for a second. Actually, Veen,
Yeah.
sort of like goes to
Oh.
like drag her back like a little bit, but like it's like trying to drag like 5 boulders, so it's like like that
Yeah,
kind of
Venus.
thing.
Yeah.
He's trying to drag Venus, and Venus is just walking along with
Yeah,
him.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
you think it's a good idea to tell this guy about DBA? Cause like, listen, I mean, I don't know. He seems really nice and all that, and I don't want to like get him like. I don't want him to like explode to death or something because he got wrapped up in the whole DBA thing. Like, he's already met us, so it's already more likely
Like-
he's gonna see it. But like, it's not like he could still get out. He can still get out now.
Everyone in the city knows about DBA.
Not this guy, clearly.
If we don't tell him, it's only a matter of time.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know. He chose the city to wake up in, huh?
He made the mistake of choosing this city to, or like, life to, abandoned metaphor.
Venus, you kind of say that like slightly louder than like you guys have been, and Queen just suddenly speaks up. I ain't a he, nor a she. I don't know what quite I am, but I ain't those two things. Sorry.
Sorry if point is, whatever.
No, all good, all good. I'm just saying it right now.
Yeah, I won't. I'll try not to screw up in the future.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna trust Venus on this one. He like thinks for a second, puts his hands on his hips. So since you're new around here, I assume that the letters DBA in that order don't mean anything to you, right?
Might have seen him a couple of times around. Maybe heard a thing about him or two, but that like I mean, but lots of letters floating around. I don't know which way to make them. The world and all that. I guess you could probably explain that maybe.
Yeah. The long and short of it is it's a place where a lot of people in the city go. People go for different reasons. It's kind of a clusterfuck, but what's important is that a lot of people are involved. Me and Venus here met there, and things are weird there. Like, sort of like supernaturally, the things are just kind of, they just go bonkers. I don't know exactly how all of it works. I was looking into it. I mean, I say I was looking into it. They've been saying it's like an Akashic Point thing, which it's its own can of worms, and different people have different interpretations of what that even means. But point being, it's sort of like a, I don't know, it's a big, like, spooky magnet for big spooky things and big horrible things that happen everywhere to all of us all of the time. And once you get dragged in, it's kind of really hard to get out. So it's basically a matter of this city, pretty much the whole city, but especially getting involved with a lot of that kind of stuff could lead to you getting in a lot of shit. So you should probably know that, considering that you're staying in the city and currently staying in the house that is paid for with money that comes from us being in that place.
Nice. Well, that's a lot. Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, but big supernatural spooky place. I mean, I might fit right as rain in there, or something like that. What's down here? Just sort of points down the hallway.
That's my room's there, the first door, and then there's the bathroom.
Yeah. I don't need one of those. Just sort of
I assumed.
walks around. Oh my. How's this thing? Just sort of points to the TV.
All right, so what that is
Oh, I mean. Oh wait, no. Okay, that's like a TV or something. I think I might know about that. But
yeah,
bit updated from. That's a bit futuristic looking.
You know, actually, speaking of, hold on a second. Let me just, he like goes over here. He's gonna like take the remote, switch it to the channel that DBA is on. It's not right now. It's playing a rerun of a different episode. Okay. Yeah. Like, okay, good. All right, cool. We don't need to worry about that right now. Okay. He switches back to the movie it was on and then plops on the couch.
They just sort of like climb on the chair and like sit on the back of it like crowd like in like a squat pose, like seemingly sort of like balancing themselves on it.
It half breaks under the pressure, and there's the sound of a like small like pop gunshot. Ah, damn it! All right, back to repairing that. It's
Oh my.
Don't worry about it. I'll get to it later.
All right. Well, yeah.
I can fix things. They just have triggers on them.
Got it. Epithet thing, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, cool. Well, I guess if I can't, you know, if I can't, give either of you beer and you don't want it or anything like that, I mean, kind of feel guilty. I don't want to be like a freeloader or anything like that.
You don't gotta worry about freeloading. I need to return some kindness that I took from the world.
I mean,
also,
yeah,
if you're worried about freeloading, I mean, the amount of people that have shown up here and stayed here for extended periods of time. There's been a lot of people here. You're just the first one that we didn't know before.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They just sort of think to themselves, well, I mean, while I'm here, I told you I have like a little, world inside myself. I mean, I don't know if you're interested, I could show you inside. That could be a cool repayment or whatever.
Mello like looks over to Venus,
who looks back at Melagrano. You see one epithet-based pocket dimension, you've seen them all, you know?
I mean...
Okay, I get it. Yeah. It's all good.
I mean,
yeah,
like, hold... You mean, like, in you? Like...
What else would he mean, Mello?
I don't know.
Kinda, yeah. My physical contact with me is like the gateway, I think.
Mm.
Hmm. We can do that later.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's only if you wanna. I just wanted to bring up the idea because I was just like, oh, well, what can I do to repay these nice people? And you know, that's the first thing that came to mind. So yeah, that was my idea. But yeah, yeah. Just sort of like wanders off.
Hey, Venus.
Yeah.
Do we have a bed big enough for this guy here?
I'll be honest, I was thinking that he was just gonna sleep on the couch. If he was that lucky. Or
So I
they,
thought,
sorry.
oh no, oh yeah, I'm more than fine with that. I was thinking of sleeping on the floor, but if you're gonna give me the couch, yeah, yeah.
Mellow,
I
like,
can
I just
repair
don't want to be.
things, they just have triggers on them.
right.
I just yeah. I just don't want to be out in the open in the middle of the night. Don't know who or what could find me there. So no, yeah, big appreciate. Just largely appreciate this. Just sort of stretches out hand.
Uh, contact is the way to get in?
I mean, only if you like move into me or I drag you in. I suppose I'm not gonna
Okay.
do either of those things.
Venus
It's like I
extends
mean,
a hand and would do the
yeah, I mean,
shame part.
yeah, do the shake as you're doing that. They just sort of say, yeah. I mean, like, you need to, like, a door is like a gateway to the house, but you have to open it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Mhm. By the way, I didn't get either of your names. I'm so rude. I'm sorry. Whoa.
Uh, Venus.
Yeah.
Malagrano.
Pleasure to meet you both. As they sort of just tip their hat, or like, you know, not like tip their hat, but like do like the whole like gentlemanly like put their hat by their chest
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
thing. Like, yeah. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I do wanna ask. Guess it's been kind of biting. They just sort of you know, sort of like, excuse me, Miss. Excuse me, Miss Venus. I wanna see this picture too while I'm talking to you. They just sort of look back at it. Um,
Okay. Good
you
on
you
you.
mentioned you mentioned a knowledge over post-mortem epithet and you know, revenants and stuff. And I mean, I'm there, but I ain't.
Yeah.
I never been there. So I mean, how you know about that? Do you have like one? Or well, I guess you'd be dead if you had one. Uh, do you
Well,
know someone who had one? Or yeah.
mm,
Hmm?
well, what I know is, I have a, adopted family member who's one. And, I also know that there are a couple in DBA, like, White, like, Arlaya's her name, I think. She was, whatever, yeah.
Hmm.
She's, like, relatively knowledgeable in, like, Reapers and stuff, which is its own, like, sect of knowledge, so I don't know if that's like something that you'd want to like do, but I know that she's been considered helpful in the scape of DBA, you know?
Yeah, I might want to speak to her eventually. Maybe your adopted family member. Although I guess you. It seems like you don't want to talk to them and stuff, which I get. Uh, you mentioned they were kind of weird, so they just continue like looking very closely at the painting, like sort of like stretching their neck forward and looking at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different people involved in that shit. So, you know, at this point, when you're kind of in it, you kind of hear about a lot of stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, you got any other names? I could use all the help I need.
Uh,
Hmm. Do we? Uh, Vise, I guess. He's good when it comes to epithets, even if he's been in a bit of a weird state mentally recently.
I don't know too much about the guy myself, but I know there's a man literally named Dr. Epithet. He's been involved with stuff. I don't know. He knows epithet things, I guess, probably.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I guess you haven't met any other revenants, just, word of mouth, I get that. Uh, we all rare breed. Just sort of, walks around, yeah, I have another thing I could repay you with. I could, sing you a song and all that. I know a couple ditties. Uh,
I'm fine.
Yeah, maybe
I'm,
I'm
oh, no,
uh-huh.
okay. I don't usually, okay, they just sort of like grip around their throat and like clear their throat. I can change my voice a bit. And yeah, this is my singing voice. They like a very high femme voice.
Mhm.
Just just comes out of their mouth.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay, pal. We're it's kind of really late right now. He like, takes his phone, looks at the time. So maybe sometime tomorrow in the day, but for now I think we're good.
All right. They just sort of like clear their voice back to like the old British seeming fellow. I just like this voice a lot. It's really fun to speak in. Oh yeah, I hope you understand. Uh,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't bash someone for enjoying talking in a voice.
No, yeah. Uh, well, anyways, yeah. If you're yeah. If we, I don't need to keep you up much longer. If you're gonna go to bed or do something else, I'm gonna stop you. Yeah. Um.
Mello looks at the
I.
TV. I'm gonna roll to see how higher number is further into the movie. All right, not that far. We'll say it's like halfway, effectively. Uh, did you want to keep watching this, Venus, or?
Uh,
Well, I guess I can join you for a bit. As they just sort of like are about to sit on this, but it's just like, oh yeah, that's broken. As they just sort of like sit on the floor. Again, I'll appreciate your generosity. Uh, but I'll yeah, I'll probably head off to this DBA location soonish. I guess if there's epithet experts and I guess that one Elia fellow who is a remnant or whatever. I mean, yeah,
Mm. Right.
or revenant, yeah.
Yeah, Revenant. Uh, yeah. I mean, you mentioned that one. Yeah, you mentioned Arlia. You mentioned the samurai one.
I.
You mentioned, huh?
Well, there's
There's the.
samurai. All right.
Well,
Hmm?
here's the thing. I don't know if the samurai would be much help because he's working on finding out himself what he is, but you already know what you are, at least. You're confident that you do. Ah,
Well, always be nice to get to know some other people like me. So yeah.
oh, fair enough. Yeah, white, then, uh, there's another one that showed up like twice and then never again.
Well, just sort of
Uh,
tilts their head.
I forget his name. I don't know everyone's name in DBA, no matter how knowledgeable I may seem.
It's all good. It's all good. Again, don't want to interrupt you from the movie. I was just saying I'm gonna probably head off and meet some of those people for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, well,
Right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we're like
what the
halfway
heck is
through
that
this
guy carrying
thing.
over there?
What? Sorry?
What the heck is that guy carrying over there?
The movie? You mean?
Yeah. That big ol'. I mean, it looks like a gun, but it's bigger,
It's
and
like
weirder.
a cannon.
I mean, I know what cannons are. That's like a future gun or whatever.
I guess that's more like a rail gun. Listen, the size, you know.
Yeah. What's that like red line stuff shooting out? They point at the lasers.
Those are like lasers.
Hell's that? Yes.
Yeah,
And
you don't lasers.
yeah. And on that note, unless you guys have anything else to
No, I'm good.
do, Queens just crashes there for the night, and
Yeah, I'm
probably
fine.
heads off to DBA. And a couple other in a few in a few like it would be a couple days at most. They wouldn't stay for long.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but they would be extremely apologetic, like sorry I've been here forever, like
Venus would
but
assure him it's fine.
yeah.
At the apostrophe EM, I did not misgender them again.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that. Queens
Okay.
just, is asking about random technology in the movie, and they stay for the night. And I get to introduce a new PC I hopefully get to play in the future. But it's always more fun to introduce PCs in like an interesting way than just like, oh, they showed up, like, especially with someone like Queens. So,
Yeah.
I hope this was a fun time. I hope Queens was enjoyable enough.
Mm-hmm.
Faux show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't think we have much fan art.
Well, yeah, no, nothing like that. So, let's just keep things brief here. First off, if you enjoyed yourselves, if you enjoyed yourselves, you want to know when we're how, why, you can catch up with more of the things we're doing here on this Twitch channel. You should join our funky Discord server. Fine dining, yeah, ooh, there's the link, ooh, blah, blah, blah. Go there, get notified when we're going live, when we're planning on going live, and what have you. Discord, so get involved if you want. And know potentially when it is that we're going to be doing more DBA things that may or may not involve any of these three characters that showed up today. So, there's that. Of course, thank you all for watching. As always a great time. Couldn't do this without you. And of course, big thank you to Scarlett and Kakapo for being here, and Kakapo for running this in the first place. So, of course, thank you all as always. It was always a good time. Alright, well, I think we're good to go for now. So, until next time, everybody. Say goodbye to chat. Yo!
I refuse.
Oh, okay, I
The
guess.
chat does not get a goodbye today.
Okay, I guess I'll just say